Lời đầu tiên xin chào các độc giả đã đến với website rèn luyện kỹ năng.com. Khi tìm đến với website rèn luyện kỹ năng, chắc hẳn bạn đang mong muốn tìm cho mình một công cụ tốt nhất trong quá trình rèn luyện kỹ năng. Kỹ năng ở đây có thể là kỹ năng lãnh đạo, kỹ năng bán hàng, kỹ năng mềm, kỹ năng sống và rất nhiều các kỹ năng khác. Thông thường khi nghĩ đến việc rèn luyện các kỹ năng như chúng tôi đã đề cập ở trên, chúng ta thường hay nghĩ đến việc tìm mua cái đầu sách hoặc tham gia các chương trình hội thảo. Nhưng trong cuộc sống bận rộn của thế kỷ 21, thời gian và tiền bạc là hai thứ luôn bị giới hạn nhiều nhất. Với sự ra đời của website rèn luyện kỹ năng.com, chúng tôi mang đến cho bạn một công cụ tốt hơn trong việc rèn luyện kỹ năng của mình, đó chính là các DVD rèn luyện kỹ năng. Bạn sẽ không còn phải tốn quá nhiều thời gian để đọc sách hay tốn quá nhiều tài chính để tham gia các chương trình hội thảo. Chỉ cần bỏ DVD vào đầu máy, ngay lập tức bạn đã có thể tận hưởng những thước phim quý giá được chia sẻ từ các diễn giả nổi tiếng tại Việt Nam và trên thế giới. Website rèn luyện kỹ năng.com cung cấp đầy đủ cho bạn các DVD rèn luyện kỹ năng trên nhiều lĩnh vực. Tất cả các DVD rèn luyện kỹ năng của các diễn giả nước ngoài có tại website rèn luyện kỹ năng.com đều có phụ đề 100%, hỗ trợ tối đa cho quý độc giả khi theo dõi. Rèn luyện kỹ năng.com cam kết chất lượng tất cả các DVD khi cung cấp cho quý khách hàng. Với hân hạnh được phục vụ cho rất nhiều các khách hàng trên cả nước. Chỉ cần click đặt hàng, trong vòng 1 đến 3 ngày, bạn đã có thể cầm sản phẩm trong tay. Rèn luyện kỹ năng hân hạnh được phục vụ quý khách.
I worked so hard to be strong and healthy, and I can't believe this happened to me.
I don't know. It's kind of a strange deal because I'm a very positive person. I'm very happy, and no one ever thinks of me as having problems, and they're usually shocked when they find out.
I have been suffering from insomnia since July, and that's, to me, almost worse than, I'm finding it almost worse than the chemotherapy, because I thought with the chemotherapy I'd have an end date.
If a client comes to me and says, on a scale of 1 to 10, my life is a 3, my next question is, why so high? And they say, what do you mean? I say, well, why isn't it a 2 or a 1? They go, well, yeah, I guess it's not a 1. Well, my son's really a great kid, and I'm having a good time with him, and my mother's been supporting me through the divorce, and I go, great. So what would it take to move it to a 4 for you?
I've tried lots of things, but each time I had surgery done, it seemed Like, oh, you got a 40-60% chance, you know, 60% chance of being better. I was always in the 40%, you know. Emotion. The pain of her loss. It's very hard. I lost a woman that I love so much. I lost a very beautiful woman. The accident took place about 5 minutes from the bridge. And that's where Raquel's life ended. Just dealing with the pain every day. It doesn't stop, on and on. It doesn't turn off.
If someone can be traumatized in 30 seconds, why can't they be healed in a day, an hour, a minute?
I'm trying to find something positive in each day because there's just so much of that fear-driven, unknown, what lies ahead.
We're seeing that there are some direct influences on the body's physical health that's directly related to the link between our emotional body, our energetic body, our physical body, our spiritual body, you know, just the holistic aspects of who we are.
Joy doesn't cause block. It's anger, guilt, anxiety, and depression that cause blocks.
We're just beginning to take a look at who we are.
If I can stand up in front of a room and especially like talk to a group of people and not feel nervous, you know, number one, the message is going to come through better. I'm going to be way more effective. I'll be able to communicate my message better. I mean, but it just brings a whole new element into what I'm capable of doing.
Each of us is, you know, has the potential to be extraordinary, to be brilliant, to do anything we want to do.
We have to start from that belief and change these beliefs of who we are. We are profoundly powerful people.
People drive by and shout, "Hang in there, sweetheart." You know, L4 to, you know, they'd shout out their spinal injuries. So I didn't feel quite as self-conscious as when I got here, and I could tell people on the street or at work were like, "Is that, you know, is that fashion?"
I've been suffering from a health challenge for quite some time. I feel like a 500-pound anvil in my head weighing it down. Feels like my whole head's gonna explode. Feels like there's a fire inside of my head.
When there's pain in the body, that's a signal that something is not in harmony with the laws of the universe, which God's laws.
I'm not able, just through diet and a little bit of exercise, to make any difference.
Every day I'm dealing with the past, so how am I to look at the future?
I love my life, I love where I live, I love everything that I do. But if I quit smoking within 3 or 4 days, I don't like anything I do.
Because we've been so programmed to devalue ourselves and disempower ourselves, that we look at ourselves as victims and frail biological entities, you know, ripe for bacteria to eat us up and all these other things. It's like, this is totally untrue.
Thinking about this process you're stuck in, or this cycle.
Every person I meet is like waiting to unwrap a package. Wow, who's in there? And watch them come alive as they realign with who they really are, and you watch their eyes light up and they get excited.
If everything else fails, try this, you know. Oh! My back is a big problem for me.
There's something emotional that keeps me going back to that cigarette. And that's very exciting to me to find out what that might be.
I think it's exciting that I'm going to have this opportunity. It's really unique.
When everything is said and done, I want to look back and be able to know that I tried absolutely everything. I did everything I could.
I don't know what to expect. I'm very excited about going.
When you follow your heart, you're following what seems to be your destiny. And as you follow it, it seems like the road gets easier. The only time there's bumps on the road is when you have inner beliefs that are still limiting you from enjoying it.
All I know is that there is a technique that's going to help me get better. I was looking on it on the net, and something about tapping. Tapping. I saw people doing this. I don't know what else. I was looking at people doing this and this. I was like, and this, and I was like, what is that?
What I often say is, okay, you know what? I have this little technique that I think might really be helpful here. Now, it might seem a little strange, but if you're willing to play along and work with me, let's just give it a try and see what happens.
EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique, is an intervention to release emotional stuck energy. It is a tool that allows you to release what's blocking the powers of healing.
If there's an emotional trauma, something happens, something I watch on CNN, something that happens to a friend of mine, something that happens to me, there is an energetic disruption that occurs. And what we do with EFT is we bring some soothing to that.
EFT is a technique where you bring a problem to mind, trauma for example, and you tap on your body like this.
We do that while tapping into a particular emotional state, a feeling in the body, and by doing that, we're soothing it.
When I first learned about EFT, and I learned that he was talking about tapping on different points on your body, I think I was skeptical, but I was also desperate.
If I can start to open up and release some of these feelings that I've had in the past and clear away some experiences that are no longer relevant.
There's no way I can't change. I'm just gonna get better. I have to. There's no possible way.
God, I just have so much, you know, that I need to work on to kind of save my life.
I think it was Thomas Edison who said, if we did everything we could that we were capable of, we would literally astound ourselves.
And the problem is we've been trained out of that, you know, by our conditioning, by schools, by the television.
People are looking outside of themselves for the answer, and the truth and the answer is inside of us.
So I think we've got to take a look at who we are and what we've got and how we function, and then begin to apply this information in a practical manner to improve the quality of our life, because life is meant to be enjoyed.
4 days where we're going to be in a room there's 10 of us, including myself.
I come and I go, ebb and I flow, wherever life takes me, 'cause I don't really know.